And I'm Kelly Persinger.
And we're here today to share with you a couple of really fun projects to go along with our Artful Journeys class coming to you virtually. We have weekly classes that occur at the museum, and Artful Journeys is one of those classes. If you'd like more information about any of our weekly classes as far as dates and times, please visit our website, taubemuseum.org, to learn more. But today what we want to share with you is a really fun project revolving around tessellations. And so tessellations are patterns that are created on a plane surface using shapes that are polygons, so more than 3 sides. So triangle, square, hexagon, etc. And these shapes fit closely together and they have no gaps. And so we have a couple of different examples we want to share with you. So let's get started. So Kelly found a couple of examples that you can find around your house.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look around your house and your yard, I'm sure you will be able to find plenty of real-life examples of tessellations. Just a few would be a brick wall. Maybe you have a tiled bathroom floor and you can find some tessellations there. Maybe a favorite quilt, and even an honeycomb with bees.
That's fantastic. If you happen to see any tessellations around where you live, take a picture and post it here so that we can see the tessellations you found in the wild. And now we're going to create our own tessellations. So today we're being inspired by an artist called M.C. Escher. And he was a Dutch artist who created his own tessellations. And he liked to do organic forms. And so here we have birds. As you can see, the white birds go this way and the blue birds go this way here. And that is a type of tessellation. They're side by side. And then we also have our fun lizards here. So, to get started, you need a couple of different items. And it can be really any kind of paper you have around the house. You can use newspaper, you can use a napkin, or if you happen to have some construction paper or computer paper or even some notebook paper, that works as well. You'll also need some type of drawing utensil, whether that's a pencil, a crayon, a marker, anything you can find there, as well as tape and scissors, okay? So to get started, you want to make your template. Now we're providing for you 3 different templates that you can print off at home and trace to then create your own tessellations. I did one using newspaper, and I used this particular template to create a reflection. So you can see it fits here, but then it also rotates to fit up here, okay? So you can trace this onto your paper, start anywhere on the paper that you want, keep tracing them out, and then you can add some really fun designs and colors to create your own. But we're also going to show you how to create your own template. Now, when you're creating your own template, you want to use a square piece of paper. You can create a square piece of paper by simply folding the corner of your paper up to create a square. You can make it smaller or larger, depending on what you've got. Then you cut that out to create a square. Or if you happen to have Post-it notes at home, you can use a Post-it note because it's already in a square. Would you like to use a construction piece or a Post-it note piece?
I think I will try the Post-it note piece.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I think I'm going to do mine. So, to create your own sort of organic template, you can do a couple of different things. What you'll want to do is you can just start at one side and you can create sort of a squiggle or whatever it is that strikes your fancy, a zigzag maybe. Okay, looks good there. And you're going to cut that out. Be careful when you're cutting out paper, don't. Fingers. Oops. There you go. Thank you. Okay. So as you can see here. This is where my piece would fit in. Now what you want to do is take it to the opposite side and tape it on there. Okay, and there's my template. All right, so now this is a large template for this paper. But you can go big or small. It's your choice. You're the artist. You get to choose. And when you're tracing your template, you want to try to keep it as close as you can to the edge of your template, because remember, you want these to fit together. You don't really want any gaps in there. Move it to fit right into what I drew here. And I'm going to continue the pattern. If I move it this way, it's going to fit in this way. And this is what we call translation.
So the translation, what we're doing now, would you say that's probably one of the more simple ways to get started?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great way to get started with tessellations. When you move to some of the more complicated ones, like our beetle friend here, it can be a little bit of a mind bender in how you have to put them together.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to kind of get started and train your brain and your hand to work together to create these. Then it's kind of a lot of fun when you have a shape like this. Sometimes you have to fudge it a little bit. If it's not going in just right, that's okay. It's art. Artists live by their mistakes. It's all good. Yeah? Okay. When you have your whole page covered, then you get to decorate. So you can do different kinds of patterns in one. Maybe some circles in another, or maybe it looks like something to you. Maybe it looks like a frog or an animal, and you can add in those details so it looks like that. All right? When you're creating your template, you can do as we did, where you take from one side and put it to the other. You don't have to just do the one side here. You could also draw something on this side, cut that out, and move it to the top. You just want to make sure it goes the opposite of where you cut it out. So this piece came from here, and this piece came from down here. This kind of looks like George Washington's face a little bit. So here's what I did with this one.
Yeah, it does. I see that.
Yeah. So I just traced it onto my paper. This is actually a napkin that I used. And then we were able to add in, you can use a marker if you want to make your lines darker so that it shows up a little bit better, and then you can color in or add patterns to your other.
Cool.
You can also do this using a little bit of symmetry as well. So if you wanted, actually Christmas trees make a really great tessellation. And to do that, we want to create a little bit of symmetry so that it fits together perfectly. So when you've got your square, you want to fold it in half. Okay. And then along the fold that you've created, you want to do half of your Christmas tree. Do a little stump on that. Yeah. Then when you cut it out, and you open it up, both sides are equal. And then when I trace it onto a sheet of paper, do it
Ooh,
from
that
the
is
other
really
side.
cool. This reminds me actually of some of my son who's in 3rd grade, some of his homework that he brings home, and they have to, look at shapes and identify like the halfway line where things are mirror images or not. This is perfect for that kind of learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're involving a little bit of math and whatnot in here, which is great. Who knew math and art could go together? So fun project to do throughout the day. See what you can do at home. If you create one of these and you use one of our templates, or you create your own organic template, we'd love to see your work. Please take a picture of it and tag us at Taubman Museum of Art so that we can see what you create today and have a little fun while you're doing it. All right? Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.